What's up, everybody? Welcome to K&J Studios. It's your boy Jay.
It's your girl Kiya.
And today we have an intriguing video for our viewers.
Yes, we're gonna be grilling him today. Alright, today we are here to have a sit down, and I'm going to be interrogating Jalon today because this is something that we've been wondering. You know what? And some of you guys have been here for a minute. You've heard us talk about it. And I'm just going to be straight up from here on out, Jalon. Why do you hate DC? Why? You need to give us some really good reasons as to why, because you know people won't be in the comments. So just make sure you choose wisely. Choose your words wisely.
Subscribers, friends, family. It's no secret my disdain for Disney comics.
Oh, we know.
Not Disney. Okay.
That's strike one right there.
Okay, so this is the thing, is that I haven't always despised DC. This came about a long time ago. You remember I used to enjoy DC just as much as you did. Mm-hmm. And it was around the time when the DC app came out, and I was on the DC app when I started to realize, and I started reading the comics and everything like that, the new comics that were coming out, where I realized this sucks.
Oh.
That's what I realized. And I thought the cartoons, Justice League, I enjoyed all. I'm like, yeah, DC is great.
This is strike two for me.
Yeah, I was enjoying it. But then I started seeing holes and issues. Superman Man of Steel came out. Man of Steel came out.
Right.
It was garbage movie. Wasn't good.
I can't even try lines.
And all the Easter eggs were crap too, by the way. Mm-hmm. If we're being honest. And I'm looking and I'm like, you know what? This is really the whole history of DC. I'm like, no, and keep in mind, I had a love for DC at this time. I'm like, hey, this is great. I was reading the comics up from some of the first ones, from some of the oldest ones to some of the newest ones.
No, I'm gonna call you out on this. That was fake love, you faker.
No, it wasn't.
That's fake love.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Because how often did we talk about DC versus Marvel?
That's true. Okay.
Exactly. I wasn't a huge fan of Marvel.
But genuine love is unconditional, man.
No. Love is conditional, because the thing is that I can love you all I want, but if you're giving me crap, I gots to go.
You're right. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? First time, okay, we good. Second time, I got to go. And this was not like a one-time occurrence for DC. Mm-hmm. It was Man of Steel. Then they brought out a comic bringing back Flash after you already killed him.
Right.
And then you kill them again, and then you bring them back again. It's stuff like that. I'm like, there's so many holes. And then they justify it by saying, oh, Flash ran into the Speed Force and created another timeline. So guess what? In this timeline, he's back alive again.
I can't say the downfall is they have too much going on, especially with them being different versions of each hero, things like that. It makes it confusing.
There's too many heroes with their hand in the cookie jar at one time. Mm-hmm. For example, the Justice League. Why do you have so many people entering the Justice League at one time? Why can't you just let people die off and then bring in somebody new? The whole idea surrounding DC, it's really overrated. And that's what I started to realize. I was like, DC is overrated. Because I'm looking at, we're creating in our minds what we believe DC is, as opposed to what DC is actually giving us, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because let's be honest, how many of you fans of DC actually read their comics?
Even I can say I can, because that's okay. But
and that's the thing, is that I read them and they don't make sense to what was from point A to point B to point Z all the way to point C all the way to Z. None of it connects. None of it. The storylines don't match, but it's the same hero. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. That's my issue, is we're creating this majesty of DC in our minds, not realizing that we're being delusional. This is not actually what we're getting. I think the only time when we've watched DC and have actually seen really how good it can possibly be is when we're looking at shows like, for example, when we're looking at the Justice League series that came out years ago, which were great. They're still good now. When we look at Young Justice, where the stories are really well put together, but show me where those connect to the comics. They don't. Those were from the minds of the creators who focused on those shows in themselves. When we look at Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I wasn't a fan of the last 2 or 3 seasons of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But keep in mind, when you look at the first 3 seasons of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'll tell you this right now, they connected directly into the first Avengers movie and the second Avengers movie. You have more context to what was going on in the first and the second Avengers movie if you watch Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And you had context about Captain Marvel inside of those series because they were talking about the Skrulls at that time. So, and Kree technology and different things like that. So even their shows are sort of connected in. And I'm not saying that Marvel doesn't have the same thing where we sort of where we sort of delude ourselves into believing that Marvel is perfect, because Marvel isn't perfect. But the fact of the matter is that their imperfections are covered in other ways. They're compensated for. But we can't look at the imperfections that are provided us by DC and say that they've been compensated in some way. The fact of the matter is that there's hundreds of thousands of comics created by DC since its inception, and none of which really connects to another in any way from this point to that point.
You're right. I can't lie. You're right.
And that's not wrong. I'm not saying that it's wrong for DC fans to delude themselves into believing that it's as good as it is. You said delude over time. I swear to God. Like, it's not wrong, but understand that you're deluding yourself if you actually think that what they're giving you is as good as it actually. Oh, like the fact that you know how bad Zack Snyder's cut was of DC, but you were holding out hope. You were saying, well, it does this and it does that and it does this, even though you know in actuality the Snyder cut was bad. It was bad. It was bad,
but I feel like it was better than the original movie anyway.
It was. But guess what? The original movie was very bad.
Speaking from DC fans everywhere, and we understand the flaws. There are many of them, but I think we just like the idea of it. You know, like one day I just really hope that they can just choose one. It's just like there's just so much potential. You know, like it could be really, really good. I just feel like they just need to find people that are able to choose out which storyline they're gonna stick to and stick with it. You know what I'm saying? And then once they do that.
It's not just that. It's it's choosing characters as well. Tell me, how many Batmans have there been?
I can't even tell you.
I mean, and with how long the Batman series has been going, I would think there should probably be about 4 Batmans. I'm sorry, but there's been less James Bonds than there have been Batmans.
It's true. I think that they should introduce some new characters instead of using the same ones over and over again. I do think that would be a different angle.
But you have to master the characters that you have first. If you can't master Batman, if you can't master Superman, and those are the 2 main characters of the DC universe, you can't master Flash, and you definitely can't master a character like for example, Wonder Woman's great. What the heck was Wonder Woman in 1984?
Yeah, that had me pissed. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. If y'all seen that video, y'all know that I was.
And keep in mind that had no connection to the 2 prior movies that she was in.
Okay, to sum it up, so you think that the storylines don't make sense.
There's too much going on. There's too much going on. The storylines don't make sense, and it's disorganized. It's the most disorganized. It's one of the most disorganized long franchises I've ever seen. A franchise go this long while being so disorganized. I've never seen it. Marvel has been doing this since the end of the second Incredible Hulk movie. The more recent one. The end of the second. Yeah. Marvel has been going really since then. So I'm thinking that's like what, 2008, 2009? All the way up to this point with no storyline flaws. Maybe 1 or 2. And that's to be expected. You can probably point out 1 or 2, possibly 3 storyline flaws within that series. And anything that you do have a question about, they most likely have an explanation for it.
That's true.
DC is just like, well, Flash came back because before he died, he ran into the Speed Force and made yet another universe for him to pull so that, we can go to this universe to get this Flash and bring him back here. oh, Flash is the fastest man alive. But there's 3 other people who have the exact same power who are faster than he is. Can't do it.
You know, I can't really, and it's, as a DC fan, like, of course, like, y'all heard me throughout the videos. If y'all been subscribed for a while, y'all know, for me, it's really just, you know, I've been really into Marvel. Like, I've always liked both, but I've always just, like, really liked DC a little bit more because, you know, I don't know, I just really, maybe it's because of what I grew up watching. So maybe that's just why I like it so much. And I've seen through the shows that they can be good. So when I look at the movies and stuff, it's disappointing because like every single time it's like, and what he's saying is right. I can't even say nothing against it because he's right. I mean, you can't deny that is actually true. They're very unorganized. It's everywhere, all over the place.
Even Marvel's comics are more organized. It's just that DC has more intriguing comic books, storylines, and themes.
I think that's why I like so much and why I feel like it has so much potential. But if only they had it all in order, it would be amazing. That's what I have to say. Like, honestly, I like the way that like DC, like, I love the DC characters, number one. I like, you know, the storylines are all over, like all out of whack sometimes, but I feel like the concept of a lot of the characters I really like, and even like a little bit of the dark undertone of DC, I like that as well. So I mean, it's just like, it's a bummer, but at the same time, you know, he's right. You know, you gotta face the facts, but at the same time, I still do have that love for DC.
Have your love,
regardless.
but don't mistake potential for reality. Don't delude yourself into believing that your concept of what they are in your mind is reality, because it's not. It's not.
Why are you looking like?
I was hurt too many times. Y'all understand? I've been hurt too many times.
He said he's healed, and now he trying to help you now. He said, let me help
I gotta help you heal. I've healed. I got closure. Now it's time for you to heal and get closure.
And that
I think it's time for you to come to the.
I need
time.
I need to process this.
It's time for you to leave the dark side.
Yeah, somebody help me because he's really trying to convert me right now.
It's time to leave the dark side. It is.
Is that all you had to say?
That's
Are you
all.
done dissing? Let us know what you think down below in the comment section. It's like a fun video we just wanted to do. We told y'all we would do it. So anyways, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This is fun to do. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are already a new subscriber or something, then welcome to our channel. We really appreciate you being here and supporting us, all that good stuff. And we'll definitely see you guys in the next video.
Drop a hashtag been hurt too long. Hashtag get closure.
Now that is depression. Peace out.
Post for the thumbnail.